don't know why I hang around. She gives me loving to go with a sweet jelly roll. She's my Waffle House woman.
Studio 66 starts now.
Betcha came about from my first marriage. In fact, a lot of people refer to my first CD as the divorce CD because there are several songs that were rooted in the divorce from my first wife. And in the case of Betcha, my first wife was working on a casino boat, and then she took up with another of her dealers, with another fellow dealer, and then ran off. And that led to our divorce, obviously. And if I ever meet that guy, I'm going to shake his hand and buy him a beer. Well, you told me once, baby, you was a gambling girl, wise to be baby in the ways of the world, but I bet you, Lord, I bet you. I bet you one, baby, who's loving on daddy tonight. Well, I came through for you when the chips were down. Then I caught you running, baby, all around town. But I bet you, Lord, I bet you. I bet you one, baby, who's loving on daddy tonight. Well, I drew till I found me a soft 21. Let me tell you, baby, she's a real honey bun. When I needed loving, well, she gave me some. We doubled down and now we're having lots of fun. Well, I drew till I found me a soft 21. Let me tell you, baby, she's a real honey bun. When I needed loving, well, she gave me some. We doubled down and now we're having lots of fun. I told you once, baby, that I wouldn't look back, but the deck and my honey sure look mighty stacked, and I bet you, Lord, I bet you. I bet you one, baby, who's loving on daddy tonight. Move On, Yvonne came about as I wanted to write a song with kind of a Cajun feel, South Louisiana feel, and then I thought the words just flowed together right. Move on, Yvonne. You could say that maybe it's Yvonne from the song Jambalaya. I didn't really have that in mind, but I did like how Move On, Yvonne flowed together, and that you're trying to tell this person who's a crazy person, you know, move on. It's time to get you out of my life. And that's where that song came about. Move on, Yvonne. Move on, Yvonne. Move on, Yvonne. Now, Yvonne, you're crazy, Yvonne, just maybe, Yvonne, don't hate me, move on, Yvonne, move on, Yvonne, move on, Yvonne. Now, Yvonne, you don't know. Yvonne, you must go. Yvonne, no, no, no. Move on. Yvonne, move on. Yvonne, move on. Yvonne. Yvonne. Waffle House Woman is one of my favorites, and it's actually been one of our better received songs. The way that one came about, I was at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, Tennessee years ago, and I was there for open mic night. I was not performing, but I just happened to be there. And there was a comedian in the Nashville area who used to try out his new material at open mic night at the Bluebird. He would gauge how it went over with the people, and then that would be whether he incorporated it into his comedy routine or not. And he did a bit about his wife had left him, and he was heartbroken, of course. And you know how it is, angry, all of those things when somebody leaves you. And then he happened to be traveling through Alabama one time, and then he stopped at a Waffle House. And lo and behold, she was a waitress at the Waffle House. And his take on it was, oh, this is so fantastic. Revenge does not get any sweeter than this. You know, she did all this to me and dumped me and stuff, and now she's a waitress in a Waffle House. Which actually, that's where I took the concept, but I went in a completely different direction, obviously. With my Waffle House Woman, it was more of an endearing song. I got this gal, and I love her so much, and she's my Waffle House Woman. She works at the Waffle House. You know, she's a big old gal, and all of those things. And I always had an affinity for the Waffle House. And the cool thing about it is a lot of people that's the song they most associate with us. And I got to be friends with the district manager for the Waffle House in Western Kentucky. And she contacted me a while back. She was changing out some booths at a Waffle House in Benton, Kentucky. And she goes, hey, would you like a booth from the Waffle House? And I said, sure. And so she gave me a booth from the Waffle House, and it's in my house. She gave me everything. She gave me the laminated menus, the napkin holder, the jelly holder, everything that goes along with the Waffle House. And then there was another bunch of Waffle House waitresses that actually signed one of the Waffle House hats and gave that to me. So I've got it sitting on my Waffle House booth in my house. And that's the only thing we haven't been able to get done is to get on the jukebox at the Waffle House. We're hopeful, though, that with the release of Deja Hoodoo, hopefully we'll get it on Pandora, and then if it does that, then it can get on Touch Tunes, and we can get it into the Waffle House jukebox. Well, I got me a little woman, and she's all that. Your yellow apron and a little paper hat. She's my Waffle House Woman. Waffle House Woman. She gives me loving to go with a sweet jelly roll. She's my Waffle House Woman. She takes my order from across the room. Oh, let's get loving and I dust my broom. And she's my Waffle House Woman. Waffle House Woman. She gives me loving to go with a sweet jelly roll. She's my Waffle House Woman. She gets off work about 4:45. Loves me over easy with the grits on the side. She's my Waffle House Woman. Waffle House Woman. She gives me loving to go with a sweet jelly roll. She's my Waffle House Woman. £300 or at least in the zone, but you know what? She ain't fat, man. She's just big boned. She's my Waffle House Woman. Waffle House Woman. She gives me loving to go with a sweet jelly roll. She's my Waffle House Woman. She gives me loving to go with a sweet jelly roll. She's my Waffle House Woman. She gives me loving to go
And don't you know she's got a sweet jelly roll? Scattered, smothered, covered all night long. She's my Waffle House woman.
I'm originally from West Tennessee, but I've lived in Kentucky, Fulton, Paducah, Kentucky, for the last, 32 years, something like that. And for 25 years, I worked as a TV meteorologist, believe it or not. And then I left that in 2007, so 15 years ago. And since then, I've been working various things. But I always played music. I've always played music, especially on the weekends. So we've had 4 albums that have come out. And the current CD that we have out now is kind of a best of or worst of, no matter how you want to look at it, over the last 4 albums. It's like 16 cuts in total on it. It's called Deja Hoodoo. State Line Blues came about because basically I live just a few hundred yards from the Tennessee-Kentucky state line. And I thought there's a lot of pretty cool metaphors in there between, here's a boundary and you come to that boundary and you've got to make a choice. You go through that way several times in life. Do I go this way or do I go that way? Which way do I go? And I had a line in there that I thought was really good. It was state of mind is a state of mind. In other words, a state of mind is a state of mind. And I thought that was a really cool line to drop in there as well. And then lo and behold, a few years ago, a woman came up to me at a blues festival that I was playing, and she said, "Hey, I want to show you something." And she pulled up her pants leg, and she had those lines tattooed on her leg. And she goes, "What do you think of that?" And I said, "I don't even like the song that much." But I guess you could look on the bright side. It's the ultimate compliment, and it must have really resonated.
There's a place by the river nobody knows. Music plays all night, and the whiskey surely flows. State of mind, Lord, it's a state of mind on the state line. Got a gal in Kentucky, got a gal in Tennessee. Lord, if they knew about each other, what would they think of me? State of mind, Lord, it's a state of mind on the state line. Well, I'm slipping and I'm sliding, don't know where to go, between a rock and a hard place, Lord, and nobody knows. There's a fork in the road, man, which way to go? I'm standing on the state line in the middle of the road. Well, I'm slipping and I'm sliding, don't know where to go, between a rock and a hard place, Lord, and nobody knows. There's a fork in the road, man, which way to go? I'm standing on a state line in the middle of the road. So if you hear what I'm saying, you know just what I mean. It's not one way or the other, it's someplace in between. State of mind, Lord, it's a state of mind on the state line. State of mind, it's a state of mind on the state line.
Mexico came about as a result of the feelings that I had when my job was cut in 2010, and I was unemployed, and my wife was sick, and she couldn't work. Since then, she's passed away, but she was having a lot of health problems and couldn't work, and they cut my job. So I went from some income, went from 2 incomes to 1 income to 0 income. No health insurance, no nothing. And it's just it's something that I never thought would have happened to me in my life, because I've been working since I was 12, and you just feel helpless and hopeless, and it's not any fault of your own, and that's the way a lot of people I felt like feel that, they worked at this factory or whatever for many, many years, and then the company, closed their factory and sent those jobs to Mexico or another country, and then what do? You're doing the best you can, and you don't want to be on government assistance, but you got no choice. You got to live, and it's a kind of a lot of those feelings, I think, are wrapped up in the song Mexico.
Don't know why I hang around. Nothing for me in this town. Maybe someday head on out. Ain't no use to sit and pout. Every month I get my check, living off the government. I don't want to live this way, but I don't know another way. That's the way it goes since my job went to Mexico. Wish I had a brand new car. Mine won't get me very far. Hope I get it fixed someday. Maybe then I'll drive away. When I don't know where I go. Maybe someplace soothes my soul. I know what they think of me. I see how they look at me. That's the way it goes since my job went to Mexico. They say I'm getting rich off you. I ain't nothing but a fool. I wish you could understand. I'm just doing the best I can. That's the way it goes since my job went to Mexico. That's the way it goes since lost my job, went to Mexico.
Will I Go to Hell? I wanted something that was going to have like a North Mississippi hill country kind of a cadence and structure. And I don't remember exactly how everything came about, but it might have been during some of the political climate and everything. You got people who are telling you one thing and people are telling you the other thing. Some people they're telling you if you do this, you're going to go to hell and this, that, and the other. And so I got to thinking, I said, boy, there sure is a lot of things that people tell you if you feel that way or if you do something right, that you're going to go to hell, you know. And so I just went down that route with it. And it's kind of I guess kind of a nonconformist kind of a song, kind of a pushback on other people that are trying to put their morals or standards or whatever on you. And you're saying, you know, well, do you think I'm going to go to hell if I do this or whatever like that? You know, no. But that's how that song came about.
Ask a preacher a word about my soul. Will I go to hell if I lose control? He said, I hear you, politician, you yourself did stray. Will I go to hell if I don't vote your way? He said, we'll head on, head on to hell. I might like to drink good old Southern mash. Will I go to hell? Am I just white trash? He said, sometimes I want to live, sometimes I want to die. Will I go to hell if I don't feel like trying? He said, we'll head on, head on to hell. Let me talk to Jesus, tell me if that's cool. Will I go to hell if I don't follow rules? He said, do you care about me? Am I just a fool? Will I go to hell if I'm not just like you? He said, we'll head on, head on to hell, head on to hell.
Homegrown Tomato is kind of a funny song. That's one of my big weaknesses are homegrown tomatoes. I always grow a lot of tomatoes every year and have for many, many years. Me and my wife always loved having a garden and growing homegrown tomatoes.
You're my homegrown tomato, gonna let you ripen on the vine. You're my homegrown tomato, let you ripen on the vine. Can't wait to eat you up, then I know know that you'll be mine. You're my homegrown tomato, gonna put the squeezing right on you. You're my homegrown tomato, gonna put the squeezing right on you. Yes, honey, it's true. Lord, that's all I want to do. Make it homemade tomato you. You're my homegrown tomato, gonna can you up and seal you tight. You're my homegrown tomato, gonna can you up and seal you tight. Gonna get